I'm Roger Baumgarte. I spoke at TEDx Charlotte last year. My talk was about cultural differences in close friendship. In other words, how does having a close friend in France or South Korea, how would that experience differ from having a close friend here in the US? My goal was to get people to think about their own friendships in new and different ways. And especially their friendships that may cross cultural lines. I love to talk about this topic, especially for people who've maybe lived abroad or people who have a lot of contact with internationals or immigrants who come to the US and find their friendships a little confusing. I think the greatest impact really was to me personally. I think the thing that TED gave me, if I can be selfish about it, it gave me a different way of seeing my work. My research shows that even people with very good intentions can be misinterpreted by someone from another culture. We have very different ways of conducting our friendships, and these differences can be confusing. They can lead people to think just the opposite of what was intended. And so a lot of times people will react and say, oh, I feel like I understand my friend better now. I think what TEDx helped me realize was that these ideas have a much broader appeal. And so I've been rethinking how I talk about them and trying to cast them in a way that they would appeal to a much wider audience. I followed TED way back in the 90s when it first started. And then I sort of forgot about it. And then when it came to Charlotte, I remembered how much I loved TED. And the conference itself was such a pleasure to be among all these people who are doing these creative, interesting things. I have to confess, I drank the Kool-Aid. I'm just completely enamored with the whole TED concept of encouraging people to do things that are a little bit out of the box, do something new, do something creative, get people to think differently. And I just feel very privileged to be among those people. I'm very responsive to people who write to me. And of course, I will respond to emails. And my email is my last name, Baumgarte, @earthlink.net. Everyone's invited to look at my TEDx video from last year. And if you have ideas or feedback or responses, you'll have an opportunity to provide those. And I would appreciate that. Thank you.